EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And off we go from Denver. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
To throw is Nix. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Brings up second and 10.
Again, it's Harvey. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of one there. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Nix to the air. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 35. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Here's Nix. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball in the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Setting up the screen for Harvey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. It's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. That's Drew Sanders who got in there and dropped him.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing now is Mahomes. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Man open, he's got it complete to Courtland Sutton. From just shy of midfield, here's a second down and 4.
Second and 4 at their 49-yard line.
Now it's Nix. He'll get this into the hands of Price. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33. Give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
At the 33-yard line.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9. At the
throwing Nix. Incomplete.
I ain't going to scan downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
And 9 yards to go.
Nix to throw again. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
First down. First and 10.
To throw. Here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Brings up second and 7 at the 13-yard line.
Looking to throw. Nix. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to get with the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Chiefs offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's an early front runner for MVP in the NFL here in the first half of the season. As you can see, he's a league leader in passing yards at this stage of the game. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of catches, 58 yards and a score.
And I don't know about you, partner, but if anybody ranks me in the top 10 in anything, I'm really happy, and that's exactly where he is now, number 10 in the league in receiving yards.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They need 2. Here's third down.
A 2-yard gain on the play.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. Ended up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up fourth down.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
It's a gain of 7.
Nix from the shotgun. He's got his running back out of the backfield. He's to the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. R.J. Harvey, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A dangerous return man showing it here. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. As they've got it 2nd down and 12. And here's a give to Spears. And he's taken down, but not before he gets to the Broncos' 25-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
What I continually hear from running backs and offensive linemen is how often they're actually getting together to watch film so they can get in sync with each other, understand blocking patterns better, how a running back likes to cut, what he wants to do. And boy, it all came together on that one.
That's one where they watch it and say, hey, we did everything we were supposed to do right there.
That looked like the play we drew up and designed. And then we got to see it unfold in real time.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Mahomes. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this 1st half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this 1st half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback
surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hand off to Spears. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He was brought down by Pat Surtain.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Catch is made by Hardman. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
First down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with Spears. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he's in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Rashard Smith, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. There's a nice move. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Denver's offense ready to go again. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hand.
On 1st down, back to Harvey. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd down and 6. Working out of the gun is Nix. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And Sutton will have a Broncos 1st down as he'll take this down to the 44-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they got themselves a 1st down.
Another Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
In motion left comes Bryant. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 18-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And Sutton will have a Broncos 1st down as he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, gets it to Bryant. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And the Broncos 1st down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Harvey is into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an eye formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. They came out not so hot. The first quarter, they were sputtering a little bit, but they seem to have stayed the course and really righted the ship here in the second.
Well, let's face it, all the preparation that goes into getting ready for a game, all the scouting reports, the practice, the repetition, sometimes you get a little bit of a lull to start things off. Maybe you get a little flat, but if you put in that time, you put in that effort, it can come back to you, and that's what we're seeing so far.
Now can they keep that momentum going? Mahomes now to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On 1st and 10, it's Spears. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
44-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Right back to Spears. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 59 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 2nd and 5. Now here's Mahomes. Now he's going to step up and run. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Like it's been this negative ways he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
And he will have a Chiefs first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now a 2nd and 6. Mahomes going to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now 17-14.
Broncos 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Broncos take over.
The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up
operating from the gun. Here's Nix. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Bryant. Now 2nd and 3.
Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
To throw is Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
First down.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Here's Nix. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Nix to the air. He gets this into the hands of Harvey. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie things at 17 all. Now, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over, and now you get the second half to play.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
To throw, it's Mahomes. The out route, he finds Hardman. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And we will remain tied here in this 3rd quarter.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. We are into week 8, and we're starting to get a sense as to who are the haves and who are the have-nots. Let's get into it. Our look around the NFL starts now. It begins in Arlington. The Cowboys at home to take on the Eagles in the NFC East. And this is Devontae Smith. You want instant offense? Try this one on for size. He makes the catch, and then watch him go. This is going to be an 87-yard catch and run for the touchdown. From there, why don't we go out to the space city of Houston, looking in on the Texans as they host the Tennessee Titans.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll start on the ground with Spears. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 7. The Spears with another carry. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
Taking down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And now a run with Spears. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks, giving the yard up to the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He'll drop to throw. That one's taken in by Spears. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. From the 43, here's 2nd down and 5.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Broncos.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Throw left side, complete. That's Smith. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Mahomes to throw once more. And that is incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
The Chiefs' 49-yard line.
Nick's going to give to Hardy. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That's good for a Broncos first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
To throw, here's Nix. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route,
and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride the offense this go-around. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Mahomes quickly complete out wide. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Here's a run by Spears. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Now Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. They'll go play action with Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. Here's second and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the 11-yard line.
Throwing Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And it brings up third and 5 now.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up third and
now it's Nix. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
intended for Marvin Mims.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
The Broncos send out their punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And it's Chiefs football. First and 10. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Nix. He'll get this into the hands of Price. The offense on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 2 yards is the pickup, and it's a first down for the Broncos.
And the Broncos, first down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Harvey. A little juke. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
That's another Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Once more with Harvey. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bryant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That's another Broncos first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
43-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Bryant has it. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Brings up 3rd down.
On the sneak, it's Nix. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to 4th. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Now Spears to begin the drive. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gonzalez. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
First down. A gain of 11 on the play.
On 1st down, Spears. Now he's able to break to 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Now 2nd and 9. Out of the gun to give to Spears. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
brought down.
1 yard and now no yards. Have them looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Third down and
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
So a big one coming now for Harrison Butker. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Butker's kick here is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And Denver getting set to take the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They'll swing this out to Harvey. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a run with Harvey. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Finding Sutton. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn into a big game.
And he will have the Broncos first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Broncos first down.
He'll look to throw. It's caught by Bryant. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at the 34. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. He's back to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's a give to Dobbins running right. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And the Broncos are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's good for a Broncos first down.
And the spike comes here, and that stops the clock at 25 seconds. They'll go. Here's Harvey. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
Starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The visitors' offense and Tyjae Spears set to take over once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Here's Mahomes. Right side here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 30.
Mahomes will throw. This for all the marbles. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Final 2 seconds. This is it. One final try for Mahomes. This for all the marbles. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? You remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for Denver, the victory means they'll up their mark to 5-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.